Hello everybody and welcome to my first Let's Play video. I'm Sir Banana Fella and I'm going to play Diablo 2 The Lord of Destruction with a Median XL Ultimative mod. Median XL is a mod that was developed by Brother Laz and MarcoNecroX over the past few years. It's a total conversion mod, which means that all enemies, items, characters and most of the areas have been changed to fit the new style. Let's just jump out into the Bloodmaw, our first area. Here we'll see skeletons, which are classic enemies, the flit demons, which is a new type, and zombies, which have been improved quite a little, I think, since the original game. They do the poison damage now, which is quite annoying in the early game. The skeletons are no big deal, especially as our staff does a little bit of extra damage against those. Then you'll see the kill rats, which is a improved version of the old quill rats. The spikes are homing into us, and if they die, they release a huge nova of spikes. So as you can see, quite a bit has changed since the old version of Diablo 2, which is nice. Median XL kept me playing this game for over the years, and I still enjoy every moment. We've got in the toolbar's hand a rare item, which is an Amazon only item. So let's have a look at our inventory. As you can see, we started with quite a few items. We got a crossbow sight and our cube already for the beginning of the game. A staff. Why do we need all these items? Have a look at the skill tree. Each character has 6 independent skill trees. The Necromancer includes a melee tree for which a sight is good, a range tree for crossbow, a totemic tree for our staff. So one item to match each of these skill trees. They are totally independent, so we can go whichever way we want. We can mix and match. We'll start off with a buckshot, a crossbow skill. So now let's equip our crossbow, put our buckshot on the left mouse button, and I guess we're good to go. The buckshot is a rather close-ranged skill for a crossbow. As you can see, we don't shoot the enemies over there, only if they come into our almost melee range, but it's okay. The shots deal quite a lot of damage, but we require a lot of mana. So, jump into our character screen, put some points in energy, and we're good for the next shots. I want to clean up this area here around the entrance of the rogue encampment, because there is a quest that I want to do, which is one of the new features of the Median series. There are a lot of Uber quests and challenges that you can complete with every character. One of those is a level 5 challenge, didn't hit you there, which you can only do when you're exactly level 5. For this I need to clean up this place just a little, so there are no more annoying monsters that could stop me from doing the quest. We need more mana, so why not give it? And we can also increase our level of buckshot. And there we go. So let's clean up this little mess of monsters and then start our quest, which will lead us to the cube recipes that I will show you in just a second. So, I guess we can go there. In the beginning you'll see dropping those pearls of wisdom, which give you information about the game in all various things that you can discover. I'll show you that in a second. So let's just run into the encampment, where we're safe to do this. You got these small pearls of wisdom. It shows us that there is an Uber quest named Toraya in the Act 5 Abaddon. So, what can we do with these? We can collect these, or we can put them in our cube, press transmute, and we get a different one. This shows us that there is an easy Uber quest, the Butcher, in the Act 1 Hole, level 2. The Uber quests are really interesting when you get to the 3rd difficulty level, where those Uber quest bosses or levels give you special rewards. So let's go on to the cube recipes. As you can see, we got a statue here, We can cube this statue with a health potion to create an upgraded version. It requires level 5 and only level 5 will enable us to use a skill. You can't see it yet, but it will appear once you hit level 5. So let's get to this. We're level 3 now, almost level 4. Shouldn't take too long to reach level 5. And there we go, level 4 I guess. Oh, not quite yet, but there we are. Why do I need to kill all these monsters around here? You will see once we hit level 5. We'll be able to summon a monster that will fight us. And I don't want any interference with the still existent enemies here. Just now there was a drop of a mystic orb, which I'll also show you in a second. This is a new concept that lets you enhance almost any item that you get with special, well, not abilities, but attributes. I'll show you in a second once those flits and skeleton are taken care of. Yeah, run away. We got one of those mystic orbs here. It can be cubed with any weapon to increase the cast rate, but it also comes with a +2 required level penalty. So you can't put endless orbs on one item, but you always have to take care that the required level of the item is still lower or equal than your own level. But it's a nice way to customize your items and build stuff that fits exactly to your character. In this case, a 3% cast rate doesn't benefit us too much, so we'll just ignore this. Oh, we got a ring, that's nice to have for the beginning of the game. And we got some rare boots just earlier, as you have seen. So let's hit level 5, then take our equipment and begin our first challenge quest. These should be enough to get us to level 5. Okay, now we gotta be careful that we don't hit level 6. I mean, it's quite a lot of a bar, but if you forget to do this quest, you can't repeat it with this character. We still got an armor, boots, and a ring that we want to identify. So we just use this signet of gold to give us quite a little bit of gold that we need to purchase some scrolls. And there we go. Ring plus dex, always nice. We got churl, which this is really lucky. And we got our armor, which is better than our just plain. Churl is an offered skill on an item, meaning having equipped the item gives us a new skill. This is this guy here. It's churl, it's a casting skill that summons a gravestone that releases cold ghosts. It's funny, it's nice to look at and especially useful for our challenge that we're about to do. As you can also see, we got this green skill. This is our level challenge skill that we got just now. So let's switch to our other item slot where we equip our staff. We can use the orb to give it +3 cast rate, and we can equip our churl skill here. Let me demonstrate this. Summons a gravestone, and if there are enemies around, this thing will spit out homing spirits. This is really nice to have items like that give your character different skills that you can experiment with, and even though we're not a caster, now we could be. So switch to the other weapon where we summon this skill. So what happens now, you'll see in a second. This is a small boss that gets summoned, which introduces one of the mechanics of Median. He's got an immunity shield that won't drop until we have killed all of his traps around here. And he's also shooting a nice beam of pink lasers, which will kill you instantly if they hit you. So what do? We kill those traps. First off, start with the shotgun. Shotgun takes out a trap in one hit, that's good. How much does our churl do that we just got? As you can see, it does auto-targeting on some of the traps. We can't exactly choose which traps get attacked, but It looks nice, so why not use this to take out the traps. In the meantime we can shoot some of those with our crossbow, but always make sure to not get hit by the laser beam. We can run to increase our speed a little and get a little more evasion for this. The difference between running and walking makes that your defense is set to 0 as soon as you start running. It doesn't matter really if you're fighting enemies that use magic, because magic ignores this defense anyway. So now we've taken out those traps and the immunity shield has dropped. So we can put out our gravestones, which will slowly attack this guy. Take him down slowly. Having gotten this skill is really lucky, because otherwise you have to get in really close so buckshot hits or the melee attacks hit, and then you do a lot of errors and get hit by the laser, which is quite frustrating. But with this skill around, no big deal. As you can see, he dropped an apple, a gem, and we got some red swirlies around us. The swirlies indicate that we can perform a special cube receive as long as they're on, which is approximately 30 seconds. In this case we have to cube the gem that he dropped with the apple, and we get an upgraded gem. This gem gives us an overall increased speed of 10%, 7 bonus to all attributes, and a 1% reanimate chance as your Drake, plus a little bit of increased gold drop. Excuse me. I'm sorry about that. With this gem we can just go on, or we can try, as long as we're level 5, we can try to get another gem that has better stats. So why not try once more and see what we can get. And again, kill off those small traps until the immunity shield drops, and then take him out with the churl skill that we got. Shouldn't take all too long. There we go, last few traps. The problem when you make an error on this one is that this guy despawns and you have to start again. So now that all the traps are down, the immunity shield dropped, we can summon our gravestones and take him down with the ice blasts. I really do like this skill, and that we had the luck to find an item that grants us the skill that early on. This makes this fight really easy. As you can see now, we can't pick up this gem. That's because otherwise you could just stack multiple of those to cheese a little bit out of the game. So let's see what we get now. We got 10 to all attributes, which is the maximum. We got a Reanimator chains as Fallen. Fallen are not that good, but who cares, we got the attributes, we got the gold, and we got the speed. So let's head on to the next. We had plenty of time to do this recipe, so that's good. We'll stick with this equipment for now, meaning we can use the Churl O skill, we can use our buckshot, and we'll just take away this skill, not that we accidentally summon him again, could cause us major troubles. So we can put some points into strength and vitality in the meantime and see if there's something else. I'd like to go with some summons, that are always helpful for us. Put them on the hotkey, and there we go. These shadow guys increase our life and our elemental damage, which is a nice addition for our casting skill that we got. In the early game it's not that much, but every little bit helps. For the evolution of the mod, the main quests have not changed, as the mod was developed to be compatible with every platform. So there has no scripting been done to realize this mod, which is really nice and enables all players to, well, enjoy this experience. You don't need any extra software, it's just replacing one file, and this mod works fine. If you're wondering which version of Diablo I was playing, I'm playing the version 1.13, which is a rather actual version. I think it's the second newest that came out, because the last version had some compatibility issues that I didn't like. So let's head on into the cave, the Den of Evil. Quest, the same as always, kill all the monsters, but as you can see there are some quill bears. These are elite versions of the monsters, the quill rats. Basically almost any monster has an elite version, which is a stronger version. In this case it's just a huge version of the rat, which shoots huge big spikes and as well explodes on death. These elite monsters add a whole new flavor to the game. They make the normal gameplay quite challenging sometimes, as there are really strong versions. You'll see those during the course of this videos. So now let's take off these archers, which are not too bad. What you see right here is the level up skill that these boots granted me. I got 100% chance to cast a fire dance on level up. These skills are always nice to see until you reach the max level, when they just become useless. But for now I'm keeping this skill, the boots more for the churl skill. It helped us out quite a little and will help us out in the future. I can just put those down and they will take care of most of the monsters. And if not, they freeze them, slow them down. So that's really useful for us. We got an amulet, which is nice. Another scroll of town portal. We got many of those already, but having more doesn't hurt. The shamans are nasty as ever, reviving the little guys, but we'll keep them at bay. We've reached level 6 now, which means we can put a point in our next tier of skills. We could go with the advanced version, we could go with the Flametail shot, or we could invest in our Reanimate level 6, or we can just put it into our level 1 skill that we haven't taken yet. We got lifesteal, we got bonus minion life, we get mana regeneration. That's quite nice, it's a passive buff. Passives are indicated by the 4 edges here, where you can see, and the other skills are active skills. So we got a new passive that increases our mana regeneration, it gives us a little lifesteal and increases our minion health. So let's just summon these guys back. They died during the fight with some of the shamans, I guess. And there we go, take out the shamans. Taking out these first, while the other guys are distracted by my summons. And then take care of the rest. What you just saw dropping was turquoise, which is a new type of gem. As you can see on all the gems, you got different kinds of attributes depending on if you put them into weapons, armor, gloves or shields. So this is really interesting to play with, especially as there are some other things you can do with gems. I'll try to show you that in a second if I do find a socket item. Newly introduced into the concept was the concept of gem words, meaning if you put all gems into all the sockets of an item, you get a special bonus. So if I do find a socketed item, I'll show you about that. We also found some runes, which is the same as with the gems. Depending on where you put them, they give boni, although on the runes it's often just the same bonus in every slot. We got another rune, nice. Oh, and we got our first unique item drop, a large axe. That's really interesting. Maybe we'll change this character to a melee character. Up there is the boss. Maybe you remember him from the original game. He's been buffed quite a little bit. He uses cold attacks now, and meaning he's also very resistant to cold. That makes our true skill a little less effective. So let's see how this works out. I want to lure out the big quill bearer to see if I can take him out first with the homing attack gun, and then see how this works. I'll just spam a little those attacks and see if we can take out some minions. You should see our experience bar. Yep, goes up a little, meaning it works. I'll keep on doing this. 5 monsters left with the quest. And there we go, should only be Prince Albrecht. Let's summon some minions for distraction. And there we go. On death he spits out an armor. He dropped the character orb, which is also a new item. Pick up the gold. Not that we really need it. And a superior sash. Meaning now we can put those health potions down into our belt. So let's jump back into the camp and see what we got here. We got a unique axe that I want to identify and see if it works fine with our melee character. Let's see what we got. We got enhanced damage, life leech, crushing blow, replenish life. Yeah, why not? Put it in there and sell the staff. We don't need that. We got an amulet, a unique sash, another ring. Yeah, melee enhancement. Poison resist, always interesting. And the sash, which is probably better than just the defense, but we'll replace that sooner or later anyway. So what's the character orb? The character orb can be cubed with various items and gets bonus according to the items that it's cubed with. You can use this until you reach level 120, which is the maximum level in median. After that you shouldn't use this anymore. Maybe we'll see why if I get to level 120 with this character, which I of course hope. So put our portal scrolls down there. The median statue. The median statue is one of the items that you can cube with this charm. So what happens if we do so? It gets a bonus. Level 20 blink, we got 15 of 20 charges. Blink is a teleportation skill that we can now use at least 14 more times. So then we use those to get the remaining gold.
Guten Abend.
Repair our equipment. I still get confused with the mouse jumping around when I open the inventory. So, and we got a jewel. Plus 2% minion damage. Not that interesting for us. But we also need jewels for lots of cube recipes, so why not keep it? Okay, let's head out again. Let's see how our axe works out. Now that we got a melee weapon, we might think about getting some skills that buff this one, but we'll just see for now how well the axe works and if it gets the job done for the beginning of the game at least, or if our true skill is still superior. Doesn't take out enemies in one hit, so I guess I'll stick with this. Get some eye candy for you. And some safety play for me, as I'm not directly engaged into the combat. Some potion. There we go. I got a socketed item, and this is a barbarian only axe. It already has a thunder fury, but what happens now if you put the regenerate mana plus 2% into this item? Normally you'd think you get plus 2% bonus to mana regeneration. But as you can see on the top bar, we got a gem word bonus and our mana regeneration goes to 4%. This is an interesting concept, especially in the early game where you might not get the required items right away to improve the ones that you have. Another level up, which makes us level 8. Let's see how far we can get in this video. I guess we'll go to level 10 or something until we call it a day. As you can also see, the axe is quite faster with summoning stuff than the crossbow is, so we'll stick to the axe for now. We still got the crossbow and the crossbow skills, which I maybe wanna reset. I don't need those anymore, now that I got this awesome spell. We got some rare leather gloves that we're gonna take, some mystic orbs again, so we can see what we got. We got mystic orbs for armor and for armor, as distinguished by the color. The teleport doesn't interest me too much, but the 1% reanimate as a skeleton is really interesting. So why not put those onto our boots that we're going to keep for quite a while, I think. And there we go. As you can see now, it's got a required level 3, so the upgrade, we gotta be careful to not put too many mystic orbs on those. But as we unequipped the item, our skill got removed from the bar, but the hotkey is still there. That's nice. So we're entering the Cold Plains second area. Let's see what we do find here. We got the Dark Rogues, we got the Protector, all rather easy to take care of. Our shadow minions survive quite a little while, or we can just summon them back if they die, and they distract the enemies long enough to let the icy ghosts take care of the monsters. And there we go again. We got those ants, or the tree ant monsters. They're also quite sturdy compared to the other monsters that live around here. So we might want to draw back a little. Summon our shadows again to block the way. And then maybe whack them with an axe a little. Okay, and maybe there are some more new enemies, the spiders, and these guys over there. They are quite a pain in the butt. Why, you may ask? Because they summon like crazy. They summon those flits like there is no end to it. So your first priority should be to take out those summoners so that you don't get swarmed all the way. Of course, that is if you can reach them. So where does he hide? We got another level up. Up there he is. Let's see if I can get Wandering Sarandash. You won't be wandering very far, my friend. And there we go, summoners down, so now we can take care of the rest of the enemies without being troubled by more and more spawning. As you can see, this guy is running faster than the other ants, which is because he's got hurt. If the enemies get injured, they get a little more aggressive, try to run you down until they find something else in their way. And there we go. That should take care of him. So, what's the plan for this character? I want to show off all of the new stuff that has been introduced with Median, so I'm planning on building a character that is quite survivable, which you will see there are many types of builds. There are glass cannon builds that do huge damage but die really fast. With this one I want to go with the that goes a little more slow, but he's able to survive really well. My plan is making not a summoner, but a Reanimator. As you can see, we got an item that has +1% reanimate as fallen, and our boots have got +1% reanimate as skeleton. This goes very well with one of the skills that we have, the Sacrifices skill. Sacrifices summons, I can show you that. It summons a bunch of sacrifices and kills them. By killing those, you get a chance to reanimate the monsters that your equipment does. Let's see if we can deal it. No, not yet. But it has a spell timer. At the moment that spell timer is 9.8 seconds, so we can only cast this roughly every 10 seconds. With progressing level, you will see that the timer goes less and less, and the number of sacrificial lamps goes up. So the higher we get, the more lamps we cast, and the more often we can cast them. Still no reanimate yet. Hopefully we'll see one. But the problem with this is we need some dedicated gear that I'm hopefully going to find or gonna craft myself during the course of this video. I've played this character once before, and it's an awesome fun character, as the reanimates that you can get are really strong. They're gonna get you through the game easily and through most of the Uber quests and Uber levels as well. So I'm hoping you enjoyed this first video. I'm going to do some inventory sorting in the off-camera time, and I hope to see you again for the next video, where we'll continue with exploring this area and maybe see the next really interesting new monsters. So thanks for now, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you on the next video.